One-on-one coverage on the far side on Willie Downs. Third down, first down, catches May, breaks a tackle. Reggie's got another, and he's at the 50, he's at the 40. Reggie's at the 30, the 20, cuts back inside, 10, 5, touchdown, Valdosta State. Intermittent on flags. That's a 70-yard catch and run. Caden off the right side, big hole for O'Neal. Cuts back into the 20, still on his head, breaks a tackle, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Cedric O'Neal. What a run, another flag on the field. No, it's incomplete pass, it's stopped at 7:44. And the first down as Scott breaks a tackle, cuts outside the 40, the 30, the 20. He's going to take it in to the end zone for a touchdown. What a great run by Austin Scott. There was nothing there, and then he just put on that burst of speed to the left and outran them all. That makes it 40-0 with 7:33 to go.
The David Dean Show, your weekly look at Valdosta State University Blazer football, is brought to you by Georgia Farm Bureau.
Hello and welcome to the David Dean Show. I'm Dick Rocky with the head coach, Valdosta State. A 41-0 win over Shorter on a rainy Saturday night in a game, coach, which the Blazers dominated, but you never had the football much.
No, we didn't. And you know, we told our guys going into the ball game that offensively, you know, our touches were going to be very limited because they do control the clock so much with what they do and how they run their offense. So the good thing was, basically in the second half, we made the most of our possessions.
I know that first half, you had the football less than 7 minutes. I think it was 23 minutes and something they had, and still no points on the board. So that says a lot for your defense.
I thought our defense played extremely well last night, especially playing that option. Second game of the year after an off week. You know, it's so difficult to get started back up again and get used to the speed of that type of offense. But I thought our guys adjusted very well. I thought we tackled much better. And more importantly, we put great pressure on the quarterback when they were trying to throw the football.
And exactly as you tell your team, and I've heard you say, just weather the storm for a couple series, and that's what they came out hot, and they were moving the ball. You know, and that little quarterback, he's 5'9", he's from Thomasville, and he was a handful, even being less than about 160 pounds.
Well, I tell you, I thought he played an outstanding football game. He threw the ball very well. When he did have time to throw the ball, he threw it right on the money, made some great throws. They had a couple of drops that I think that would have really helped them. But he's a great operator. He knows how to run that offense, and I was really impressed with his play last night.
And even though, you know, he did, but he had 18 carries for negative 14 yards. He came in averaging 128 a game, but they threw the football more than you did.
Yeah, they did, which is surprising. But, you know, the one thing that he had the negative yards was because of the sacks that he had. But we did a good job of containing him. But, you know, he still got them in great situations, getting out on the perimeter and pitching that ball. They were hurting us pitching the ball and getting yardage down the field, and then they also hurt us with the throws, which is directly related to what he does for their offense.
And I know they threw the ball a lot more, but it's the same formation to the average person. They never get away from that. They line up those two, just the same formation every single time.
They do. The only difference is sometimes they bring their wide receivers in a little bit tighter, but they do everything off misdirection and play action, and you have to watch the fullback, the quarterback, and the pitch man, and then all of a sudden now one of the wideouts gets loose. So it's tough to defend.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at first half highlights.
My name is Trocon Gay, defensive end from Lawrenceville, and you're watching the David Dean Show. Go Blazers.
Coach, the weather was a factor all day long, and when I looked at the weather map before the game, it went all the way up into North Carolina, all the way up the coast, but there's that little gap around Valdosta. We got some rain. It wasn't horrible. Also hurt our crowd a little bit, but did it affect the football game in any way, the rain?
I don't think it did. You know, we've practiced in the rain a good bit, so we were used to it. We were just very excited that it wasn't any lightning and thunder in there that would have us go back into the locker room, and we were able to have the continuity of the game. But, you know, I think the ball was a little bit wet towards the end of the first half, and you could tell by Caden's throws that he was having a little trouble throwing the football, but we were able to dry him off at the half, and I don't think it became a factor after that.
And I was thinking the years Caden, you know, a couple of years he's been here, it was the first time you really could see as a fan, he was frustrated there right towards the end of the half when he had that 3-and-out series, I think, the last one.
Yeah, he had 3 open receivers and made threw behind stretch on one and threw over the top of stretch on another and then over the top of Willie. And I think he was a little bit frustrated, but I tell you, great competitor. To his credit, he went in at the half, he calmed himself down, came out and played a great second half.
Let's take a look at the first half.
It's fun to finally walk out of that tunnel. You know, it's been a long time since we've come out of that locker room onto the field, and good to hear the band again. And I thought Jake Walker again had another outstanding night kicking the football. And you know, we're running down the field really well. We just missed some tackles and gave them too many yards there on the opening kickoff. And here's what they were hurting us with the pitch man getting out onto the perimeter. And after that, we adjusted. After about 2 series, we got used to playing that pretty good. That's one thing that we didn't want to do is have the quarterback hurt us. And we were able to contain him pretty well. They came out and threw a couple of good throws here. Really made a nice catch and getting positive yards. We ended up getting a hit on a first down play after that and lost some yardage, and then ended up having to punt back to them. And they put together a nice little drive here. Again, they're getting out on the edge. You see now we're starting to get a little closer on all these plays. They're very fortunate there. They lose the ball and we're able to get back on it. And we're fortunate here. They push the ball to the right. We come back and Cedric O'Neal here on the little zone play makes a nice run. I thought our offensive line played well again. A little scary moment there with the face mask. Kind of shook Caden up just a little bit. And he comes back, makes another nice throw there to Willie Downs, and Willie breaks a tackle and gets about 8 extra yards after the contact. Good run here by Austin Scott. Austin had an outstanding night. I think he rushed for somewhere around 120 yards, and then just unfortunate here. He looks like he was protecting the ball with 2 hands, and they put their helmet right on it. And we have another turnover inside the 10-yard line. It's to our kids' credit, they didn't get frustrated. They kept playing. You see Cedric still running the football hard. Great throw here for a touchdown to Shontavious Jones. So we finally get on the board. Again, that was only our 3rd series of the first half. And we had a good drive on the second one, put together a good drive there, and we're able to finish it off with a score. Great play here by Jeremy Grable. Very athletic play to get in there and scoop that ball up and give us good field position. And our defense set us up, and great opportunity to put some more points on the board. Another good run there by Austin, and then here's a great cut and just his speed that takes it right up the middle. So 2 series, we've got 2 touchdowns in there, and we're moving the ball very well against these guys. We just didn't have it very much. They just controlled the clock for so much of the first half, with some long drives and conversions on 3rd down. Great play right here. Justin Williams contains the quarterback, doesn't let him get outside on the pass. Another good play there by Jeremy Grable and Trocon Gay. You see we're swarming around that football. That's one thing I was really, really impressed with our guys. Can't lose contain there, but a great play there by Kenny Murphy. Squeezing it back off, and here's another throw there to Willie. I thought Willie had another outstanding night. It's good to see Dom punt the ball much better last night. This was not his best punt. It was a little bit low, had the distance on there. But we got to make that tackle. We gave them an extra 8 yards by missing that first tackle. They hit us with a long 3rd down pass and got back down into to field goal range there. And then when they got down in the red zone, our defense bowed the neck. And you can see right here, we have a great play by Darrell White, makes the sack. They miss another field goal, and we decide to run the clock out there in the first half. And, 5 series offensively, we scored 2, had an opportunity to score the 3rd. So we were a little frustrated going in at the half, but our coaches did a great job of calming our guys down and getting us right back into the game.
Real quickly on the fumbles, are there times when it's not the runner or the receivers were falling, it's just a good defensive play?
Well, a lot of times
like
it is.
There.
Yeah, it looked like he was protecting the ball very well. In the opening week, I think he was down. I really think his knee was on the ground. But yesterday, he looked like he was covering it up, and they just popped the helmet right on the football, and it squirted loose, and it was just unfortunate.
Well, you go to the locker room with the lead, having barely touched the football, so you weren't real happy going to the locker room, but you sound like you weren't totally frustrated.
No, I wasn't totally frustrated. I knew we didn't have the ball very much, but I knew that we were moving the ball. I just felt like that we were giving up too many plays on third down. I thought that we left some plays out onto the field that we needed to correct, and we did that at the half. And obviously we played a much better second half than we did first half.
All right, we'll take a break and come back with the highlights of the second in just a moment.
The David Dean Show is brought to you by Georgia Farm Bureau and also by Colony Bank, the Houston Clinic, Sunset Farm Foods, Drury Inn and Suites, the Georgia Lottery, and Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Welcome back to the David Dean Show. And Coach, we're going to get right into the second half highlights here as the Blazers, that's when they take over and become totally dominant in this football game. And let's take a look, especially offensively. I think you scored on 3 of the first 4 times you touched it here in half.
Well, we did. I thought we came out of the locker room with a purpose to go ahead and we knew we had a 13-point lead, but we wanted to go ahead and extend that pretty quickly. Here's Nick Davis with the opening of the second half. And we miss a block there, but I tell you, he's running hard. He's got a chance to make some big plays on that kickoff return, and it's a good throw right here. You don't see this, but Reginald Lewis made a great move to get open right here, and then look at all the guys hustling down there to find blocks. And 2 plays or 3 plays, I think we end up getting a big throw and catch for a touchdown and extend it to 20-0, and then we get a big stop coming out here with our defense. You see Isaiah Gresham makes a great play from the safety position. Good field position here. B.J. Salmon made a great catch on the punt, got some good yardage. Good throw there to Reginald Lewis again. And then you see what great cuts Austin Scott had last night. Just did an outstanding job. Here's a good throw to Chris Anderson. Gets us down into the 3-yard line. And this is a 4th down play here. We run 3 times and don't make it, and then we come back. And really excited to see Trent McGuire get a touchdown catch. He's a 6th-year senior for us. Hurt his knee after his sophomore year, and we thought that he would never be able to play football again. So it's exciting to see him get that touchdown. Get us another turnover. We don't capitalize on that one, which was very frustrating. We end up taking a delay here to try to get us some extra yardage, and a great punt there by Dom. He hits the ball very high, gives us an opportunity to go down there and cover it up, and we pin them down there on the 2-yard line. I was really excited to see that because we forced them to go 98 yards now. And they don't get a first down. We get good field position again, and then what a great run this is by Cedric O'Neal. He just breaks so many tackles right there. He hurdles a guy, he throws the 2 guys off, and then just uses his speed to get into the end zone. Really proud to see him come back from that fumble in the first half and continue to play hard. And again, you can see right here the pressure we're putting on. Good play there by O'Neal Cohen, getting back and pressuring again, and another pressure. And we're fortunate there. They had a long yardage situation. I don't think they would have made the first down, but they do get a drop right there. Great throw and catch right here. This was a big-time catch by their receiver. And then great job here by Kenny Murphy on the blitz, coming in there and forcing, again, the pressure in the hurry to get rid of the football. They hit a long pass that set this up down here, and then our defense bowed their neck, and what a great hit right here. Just physical football, knocking the ball loose, and again, we turn them away down there. Unfortunately, we gave the ball right back to them. We had a misfire on a handoff. Good coverage there by Andre Johnson. Andre's a freshman for us. And good play there by John Gray. Forces the fumble, and Jonathan Hester from Valdosta makes a big recovery for us. And we get us another turnover, and again, we're going to capitalize on this turnover. Good run there. Caleb Nobles comes in and finishes off the game for us. Roshmel Young makes his first college catch right there. Really excited to see him make that catch. And then here's a great run again by Austin, making people miss. And then here's his touchdown run. Spins out, and he's picking up great blocking downfield. Corey Schaefer makes a great block on their safety, and we outrun them to the end zone for a touchdown. And we pretty much got it in hand now. We start playing a lot of our backup guys, and you can see right there, there's Maurice Faison, again, another Valdosta native, makes a big play. Ashton Ballard right there, good physical football player. I think that's one thing that we did was we played physical football last night and forced those guys to take some hits against us. Great play there, Montavious Rucker with another sack. And then here's Nick Davis. Nick's a true freshman for South Georgia, Mary Persons High School. And again, there's Caleb, another freshman, running our offense. We're very fortunate to have a good backup like Caleb to be in there. And we pick up a couple of first downs, and then we decide to sit on it and run the clock out.
Coach, I'd like to talk about your defense, but so many guys are playing so well. I mean, if we're going to limit it, we just can't do it because everybody seems to be playing well. And but I do have to mention Lawrence Virgil. He's off to a great start this year.
He is. Lawrence is making a lot of tackles for us. He's a dominating force inside, and you know, we've said it all along. When he plays, he's a hard guy to block. But our linebackers are playing well. Our ends are playing well. You can't signal anybody out, and I hope that continues the rest of the year. Okay,
Coach. A great win for Valdosta State. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with our Drury Inn and Sweet Scoreboard in just a moment.
Trent McGuire, running back, Athens, Georgia, and you're watching the David Dean Show.
Welcome back to the Drury Inn and Sweet Scoreboard. And Coach, I've got a bunch of scores to look at real quickly here. Delta State 37-34 over North Alabama.
North Alabama's been playing very well, and you know, Delta State's coming off a loss over there at Cowboy Stadium. It's good to see them get back on track, and a really surprising score. I thought UNA may beat them.
Midwestern State, I just asked you who they were, 38-28 over West Georgia, but they're ranked in the top 15 in the country, I believe.
They are. They have an outstanding football team. They're out of the Lone Star Conference. That was one of those crossover games, and I think West Georgia had to go out to Texas to play in that. Played them very well.
West Alabama on Thursday night, I watched a little bit of that 45-3 over Florida Tech, playing their first year of Division II football.
Yeah, that was their first conference game. They played well early on in the game. You could tell that West Alabama was a little bit overmatched for them, but West Alabama looks very good, and I was impressed with Florida Tech, the way that they go around. They've got some good athletes.
What you get from these scores, these teams were playing, they're not losing. So here's another one. UNC Pembroke 41-20 over Shaw.
Well, they're slowly moving up into the top 20. They're 3-0 now, and really I'm not sure they're challenged the rest of the year until they play us.
Fort Valley State, I'm giving this score only because we want Fort Valley State to win now.
Yeah, we wanted them to continue to win, and for them to win over Clark. I think they won it was an overtime game.
12-9.
From what I understand. So, yeah, those guys need to continue to win.
And Texas A&M Kingsville, which we play later on the season, 52-32 over McMurray.
Put up a lot of points. McMurray is another one that's in that Lone Star Conference.
And the last score, and we're going to talk about that in the next segment more, but Angelo State loses to Tarleton 38-34.
That's a big rivalry there. Again, two Lone Star Conference schools, and Angelo's playing very good, playing a lot of close games. They lost that one, but they're playing extremely good football right now.
All right, Coach, we'll be back with the Georgia Farm Bureau look ahead in just a moment.
The David Dean Show is brought to you by Georgia Farm Bureau and also by Mediacom, First State Bank and Trust, Blanton and Griffin, Anheuser-Busch, Holiday Inn, Prince Automotive, and U.S. Education TV.
Welcome to the Georgia Farm Bureau Look Ahead. And Coach, we're looking ahead to Angelo State, the most exciting time we had last year, going to Arlington, Texas, playing in Jerry's house over there, and we'll never forget that, but they're coming to Valdosta.
They are. Not a very good trade-off for those guys. We had to cut our trip a little shorter than they're going to have to make. They make a long bus ride over here, but they're playing extremely well right now. They did lose to Tarleton, who is one of the top teams in the Lone Star Conference, but played them very tough. They're very athletic, very physical football team. We're ready for the challenge. We're more excited about getting back into a routine now. You know, so now we'll go 8 straight weeks with our normal routine, with the exception of a couple of Thursday night games. But looking forward to Angelo coming in. This will be their first trip here.
So back more to what I like to call traditional football. You know, they line it up. They go into shotgun some, I'm sure, and et cetera.
Yeah.
What is their strength? I mean, do you know at this point, have you seen much about them?
Well, we've watched a little bit about them, just knowing who they have coming back. They're very good on the defensive line. They have a very good pass rush. They've got a lot of speed across the linebackers. They're very good, have a very good run game, and they threw the ball very well against us last year. They do a lot of play action. They're a pro-style type offense where they're going to line up in the eye and run the ball at you, play action you some. So they cause you a lot of different problems on the defensive side of the ball. It's going to be a heck of an adjustment, going from the option now to more of a pro style.
Well, as you go into this with your football team right now and having seen 2 games, did you like the improvements you saw from game 1 to game 2?
I did. I really did, except even with the week off. I wish we hadn't had that week off, but with that week off, I thought we improved a lot. I think you'll see us improve again from that game last night to Angelo State. Hopefully that we will. And, I like the effort that we're playing with. I thought some of the mistakes that we made in the first game we corrected. We hardly had any penalties at all that hurt us last night. We did have one late hit out of bounds, but for the most part, the penalties did not hurt us in that ball game.
And finally, you've really got to play a lot. You've got some freshmen playing a lot. The linebacker from Colquitt County, Charmaine
Washington.
I mean, he's playing well, and you got several others. So I guess it's those first 2 games gives you enough to say we can play these guys when we need to.
Exactly, and it's great to have them get experience early in the year because you're going to need them down the stretch. But we do have a lot of freshmen that are playing very well. A lot of them are true freshmen, but most of them are the redshirt freshmen. So we're excited about the future, and again, we just got to take it one game at a time, and we're looking at Angelo and hopefully going to 3-0.
That game's a 7 o'clock game next Saturday in Bazemore Hyder Stadium, and hopefully we'll have a pretty good crowd for that one as the Blazers continue on a streak, we hope here. So,
well, we certainly hope so.
All right, Coach, great win for Valdosta State there on Saturday and on a rainy night. We appreciate the fans who came out. We're there, and we hope to have a bigger crowd next Saturday night at Bazemore Hyder Stadium, 7 o'clock. So for the head coach, David Dean, I'm Dick Rocky. Have a great week.